The Serengeti is one of Tanzania's top safari destinations, offering the wide-open vistas of the African savannah, the opportunity to witness the Great Wildebeest Migration, and a wealth of African game, including the Big Five. When planning this once-in-a-lifetime safari adventure, it's essential to know what to expect. For instance, the cost of a Serengeti safari varies depending on various criteria, including the season, kind of accommodation, duration of stay, and activities involved. While estimating the exact cost can be a bit of a challenge, the good news is that there is no one-size-fits-all safari experience at this park. And with that being said, here is our pricing breakdown. The first thing to consider when planning your Serengeti safari is the traveling season. For instance, traveling during the high season, which attracts lots of tourists and greater demand for accommodation, can be more expensive as compared to the low season. High safari season in Tanzania also correlates with the dry season, where game viewing is at its best, including the Great Wildebeest Migration. Roughly speaking, the Tanzanian safari high season runs from June to October. The average cost of a Serengeti safari for high season ranges between $150 to $800 per person per night. The low safari season, on the other hand, ranges between $100 to $400 per person per night. Safari accommodation can have a big impact on how far you can stretch your Serengeti safari budget. Because the Serengeti lacks the high number of accommodations as compared to Masai Mara, staying at Serengeti can be very costly. That being said, the Serengeti does have something for everyone, from romantic tented camps to mobile camps that follow the Great Wildebeest Migration and exclusive safari lodges and villas. In addition to the accommodation within the park, there are also private reserves surrounding the Serengeti that provide an exclusive safari experience. A simple budget camp at Serengeti ranges from $100 per person sharing per night to more than $1,000 per person sharing per night for a luxury lodge. Obviously, the more luxurious the accommodation, the higher the price. Depending on which mode of transport you prefer, the Serengeti can be accessed by either flying or going by road, which affects the cost of your safari. Flying to the Serengeti is more expensive compared to traveling by road. However, if you can afford to fly, it is a much better use of your safari vacation time and good value for money. A one-way flight from Arusha to Serengeti can cost anywhere between $100 and $400 or more. It's good practice to check with multiple airlines and compare prices to find the best deal. Keep in mind that the cost of your flight may include additional fees such as baggage, seat selection, and in-flight meal fees. A Serengeti safari, whether personalized or group tour, will include everything from airport pickups and transfers, safari vehicles and game drives, park fees, food on safari, and accommodation. When booking, your safari tour consultant will discuss what activities you want to include or exclude. These are optional extras, and they are often bucket list items. Popular Serengeti safari extras include visiting Maasai villages, nighttime game drives, horseback riding, guided safari walks, and hot air balloon adventures. While these activities can make for a richer safari experience, They will also add to the cost of your safari experience. The cost of a Serengeti safari varies depending on various factors, such as your traveling season, type of accommodation, duration of stay, and activities involved. While estimating the exact cost can be tricky, the good news is that there is no one-size-fits-all Serengeti safari experience. A 4-day budget safari, for instance, costs roughly $475 per person per day, whereas a 7-day tented safari costs around $286 per person per day. A 7-day private safari will start at around $716 per person, sharing on the upper end.